Hello, and welcome back to the next episode of the Overcome Yourself podcast. As you know, my name is Nicole, and I'm so excited to be here today with Melanie Lococo. Now, Melanie, tell me all about what you do. I've been watching some interviews with you. I know that you and I are together in Brenda's Soul Story Lounge. I love watching you perform when we do the open mic nights together. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Melanie, and tell me about what you do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Nicole. It really is fun to be in Soul Story Lounge with you. It's just,
Yes.
just a joy. So, I offer a few wonderful services. One is I'm an intuitive, and that means that I help people to get clarity, to be uplifted, to be encouraged, to be inspired, to follow their path and to be able to reduce some of the stress that we have going on right now.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, so I do that in my intuitive. It seems like there's something going on with um, the sound. Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. All right. All right. So, very good. Then the other thing that I do is I am a expert face reader, and
Mhm.
I love this. I love this because I help people to understand and appreciate the beauty or the handsomeness of their face, but more so the characteristics and the qualities, the leadership qualities, the people that have intentions, their strengths, their gifts, their talents. Because oftentimes when we look in the mirror, I know when I was little, I had these buck teeth and just, I looked kind of, funny looking and, I wasn't very secure about myself. And I would look at the mirror and go, oh, there's something wrong with me. But as I started, as I grew up and learned more of the spiritual path, the spiritual way, I saw that there was gifts in the face that we chose to come into this world. So I became friends with wonderful Louise Hay, the legendary writer of You Can Heal Your Life. And we became friends and we took a course in face reading together. And I did a lot of mime when I was younger in high school. So a lot of expressions and everything like that. So face reading became fascinating to me. And so we took this course and we would just stare at people and then chit chat about, what their facial features mean and everything. And I love to do that for couples in particular, because when couples can see, let's say they've been together for quite some time and they start to, sometimes you just go, okay, honey, I know who you are, whatever. But when you actually do a face reading with a couple, they start seeing, oh, yes, that's right, that wonderful quality about my beloved. Or, God, I forgot. Or, oh, really? I didn't know that. And so there's a bonding that starts happening, an appreciation, a closeness that has never happened before the face reading. It's really quite remarkable. And then the other thing that I do is it's called a soulmate activation process. Mm. And this is where I help people to actively attract that person that they love in their life through feeling. It's not like a list of things. A lot of people have done that. And I used my own particular list, not list, but I did do some lists, but mostly the feeling. So I actually did my own process for myself because I wanted to, it was time. It was like, ah, gosh, I really would love to have the person of my dreams come in. And so I did this process for myself, and my beloved Richard came in, and we've been together for 5 years. So I know what works, and people have been so happy to do this process with me. So that's one of the things that I do too, Nicole. So
That
it's very,
Wonderful.
Thank
Oh
you.
my
I love
goodness.
it.
Yes, I love it as well. So many things that you touched on. We're both authors. I'm going to ask you about your book
Oh,
in
yes,
just a
of
minute.
course.
The things that you mentioned are kind of things that I touched on. So I find what you do so fascinating. Particularly, it's in one of the chapters I talk about um, how some of us are like senders and we affect the feelings of other people. And what's really interesting is that even the prevalence of the muscles in our face are different because we can express a wide variety of emotion just more thoroughly. I don't know how to explain it. It's just that we have those muscles that, and it's just very obvious, like happy, excited. Some people, you look at them and it's kind of hard to tell, are they happy, are they sad? And then for some of us, you can't help, like we don't have to say anything, our face says it all.
Yes,
And
yes.
so the fact that you can interpret that and you could take more meaning from that, I absolutely love that. So tell me a little bit about your book, because you're an author, you're doing a just a phenomenal job of working with kids, right? Because as adults, we're always like, I wish I had learned this as kids. And so you are getting to the root of it and you're like, this is how we teach our kids. So talk to me a little bit about that. And I'm going to wrap it back into the other thing that I saw similarly and what we do together with your soulmate activation. So tell me about your book, Melanie.
Okay, right. Uh, I wish I had a copy of it. I have two. I have I Am Light, I Am Bright, and Tengo Luz y Brio. So I have it in English and in Spanish.
Wonderful.
And I'm so excited because on March 18th in San Diego, we're having the San Diego Storytelling Festival. And they invited me to tell the story of I Am Light, I Am Bright, not read it, but tell it. So it's a whole new thing for me to tell the story about a little, basically about a little star that lost its family in a star storm. And the father of the galactic family comes and invites her into the star family to learn the star way because every star has a purpose. And that purpose is to help travelers find their way in the darkest night. So I wrote this book because I wanted to share my story, which is I'm adopted. And my father, the galactic father, came and brought me into his family and my mother's family. And I believe that adoptive parents, foster parents, social workers, teachers, those that are in the community, you can be part of a family but not be necessarily blood related. And so it's a story about community helping a little star along the way to believe in herself and to have confidence. And so it teaches children about affirmations and the power of affirmations. I am light. I am bright. I guide travelers home at night. I glow. I glow. And so this little star doesn't really have the confidence in the beginning, but with the help of the other stars who've been doing this for years, they close their eyes and they concentrate on their heart, and and they say this. So it's a way to help children learn to say this affirmation, believe in themselves, and then be successful. And for me, success isn't just being I'm successful, I'm a successful author, or I'm a successful podcaster or whatever. It's not only that, it's I am successful because I have helped people in my life. I am successful because this person got inspired by my book and they feel a little bit better. Or this child, who was really shy started doing the affirmation and maybe she got some more courage and to be brave. So this is what the story is about, and I love it because it's very international, Nicole. It has these astronauts get saved. These Kids for Peace astronauts get saved, and it's an international group of astronauts. And so when they're saved by Stara, the main character, they thank her in many different languages.
That's beautiful.
I wanted it that. And so the book has been in India, has been in Bali, has been in Italy, uh, France, Germany. Uh, it's been in Thailand. There's a group of kids that are learning English in Thailand. And it's also recently, I shared it with some children that um, are living here now from Ukraine, and they're learning English. And so I gifted the books, a couple books for the two children so that they could feel welcomed here. So, as an author, I feel so blessed to share the story. And another one is coming out called Jump Joey Jump, about a kangaroo with a disabled leg who gets teased, and he does something just so brave and courageous. And then I have another book coming out very shortly in the next couple months. It's called Loving Life to the Last Lick, Lessons and Adventures with Louise Hay. So that will be pulling back the curtain on a legendary, icon of the self-help movement, Louise Hay. And I traveled quite extensively with her as her friend and as the director of Giving for Hay House. And so there's stories that people will be going, oh my gosh, really, she did that, and how entertaining, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. Because lots of people have her on a pedestal kind of thing, and so I'm just bringing her down home like the girls, and I think people will be very inspired and surprised.
Oh, that is amazing. I love your story. You know, my mom was Cuban, so my first language is Spanish. So I absolutely love that your book is in both languages. And my mom died when I was 1.5. And so I understand what it's like to have family that's not blood related, but to have that community and to be raised amongst a lot of people. And when
Yes.
our families don't look, when we go to school and our families don't really look like other families, and there's a lot that goes along with it. So my heart is with you. I think that's just so wonderful that you've taken something and you've made something so beautiful with it. I'm so excited. I would love to buy a copy of your book to have it because I mean it just sounds amazing and to help you spread the word because affirmations would have changed my life if if I knew about them when I was little. And so I love the work that you're doing, not just with kids but with partners and helping people with activating their love life and finding their soul partner and um their soulmate, excuse me, is what I meant to say. But I wanted to work that back in, and one of the things I teach, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said it's the same thing. It's okay. It's the same thing. Soul partner. So, yeah.
Perfect. um is speaking things into existence, right? And one of the ways that I teach entrepreneurs to do that is gratitude. And so something that I posted about recently was feeling gratitude for the things that you want. If you want more clients, you say, hey, you know what? I'm really grateful for my clients that I have right now. If you want a new computer, you're like, I'm so grateful for the computer that I have right now.
Yes.
And because being grateful and feeling gratitude is one of the keys to manifestation. When we're feeling gratitude, we're in that space of attracting more to us. And so I think that we teach kind of, along similar wavelengths with different audiences, obviously, because you're more focused on love life. But I love how the fundamentals, the principles of what you and I both teach are very similar. And, it
Yes.
starts with manifesting from a place of joy and gratitude.
Yes, yes, so true. I remember there's a wonderful book called "Ask and It Is Given" by Abraham Hicks, and I remember when it came kind of hot off the press, and Louise brought this book to me. It's a rather thick book, and she had earmarked one chapter, and she goes, "This is the only chapter you need to read. I mean, it's a great book, but if you just, yeah, this is the only chapter." And I said, "Really? Okay, all right." So I opened it up, and it was the chapter on gratitude, on masses amounts of gratitude, just do gratitude. And I believe that's so true, is having an open heart and allowing it to happen. Relationships, friendships, because our business, if we say our business, you're on, helping entrepreneurs, and I'm looking forward to working with you as well, Nicole. And yes, indeed. And so this idea of really being open and grateful creates the mojo, so to speak, creates the magic to make it happen, and being present and giving. They say, give first and then you get. And to give, not to get, but to really give with your heart. And I wanted to say something else too about the idea of uh, feeling, because you had mentioned, about feeling and with people and relationships. And I just want to say that oftentimes, when we feel sad or depressed or irritated, irritable and maybe lonely or sad, sometimes what happens is, after we've had a conversation with somebody, or have been in someone's presence, or have had a gathering or whatever, and then we go home or we leave it and we don't feel very well, it's not because of us and our energy. Oftentimes it's because of the other people. And so we need to continually cleanse ourselves and protect ourselves. And part of it is the gratitude, but it's really being intentional in who we talk to and what we receive in our lives.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yes. Yeah, I wanted to share that because often, people may feel badly about something when they've just had a conversation, but it's oftentimes somebody else. It's not us.
Yeah, because just as we can affect the emotions in a room, like we walk in, we can raise the
Hmm.
temperature, right? We're thermostats, we're not thermometers. We walk in. Some people can have that effect on us too. Yeah. And so it
Yeah.
is so important. And that's why we have to be intentional about practicing gratitude. That's one of my biggest things is
Yes.
practice gratitude, taking 5 minutes,
Yes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
because
We can.
yes, go ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, you're right. You're right. I mean, and we can do it just in that moment. We can be grateful for the breath in our lungs, that we're healthy, for what we see, the beautiful things that we see, the flowers, and to be thankful for the earth, that we are standing on solid ground or sitting in a solid chair. You know, the simple things are the important. They make a big difference, right? Yeah.
Yes, and I live in Miami, so I'm consistently being grateful for my AC because I know what it's like when it breaks down. But yeah, it's the little things, right, that we have to
Yeah.
learn. And you know what? It's tough because when we start practicing gratitude, it feels kind of silly. Well, of course, I'm grateful for the AC. Of course, I'm grateful for the sun. But if we're not intentional about saying those things, it's just like, oh, it's just a flower. It's just another day. It's just, and then that's where we go into those loops. And so yeah, I absolutely love that. So I want to come back to tell me a little bit more about the face readings. How does
Yes.
that
Yes.
work? What is it that you see, and how does that help? For example, if an entrepreneur comes to you for a face reading, how does that help them?
Yes. So how that helps them is that they have a snapshot. They can see a snapshot of their face and the qualities and the leadership and the gifts that they have, that they might not see when they look in the mirror, or they might have forgotten. So, for instance, I would love to just do a live one right now with you. If
Oh,
you
you
wouldn't
don't
mind,
mind?
just a
Go
couple
for it.
seconds. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So you need to take off your glasses, if you don't
I
mind.
can't see you,
Take off.
okay?
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right, but I can see you. So come in just a little bit closer. Yeah, beautiful face. Look at you, Nicole. All right. So the
Thanks.
first thing that I see about you, Nicole, is that you have tremendous confidence. Okay. It's in your eyebrows. Yes, yes. So see there how your eyebrows are pretty thick and they go straight across, which means you're a no nonsense woman. You like to dot your I, cross your T's. You like to make it happen. You're a go girl, and you will make it happen because you've got a really, really powerful presence that frames your face. And so, with that, with that, you love the good things in life. I mean, you're a really smart woman. You're very, very smart. And you love the good things in life, meaning you love good food. You love to be around, surrounded by wonderful fabrics, clothing. I mean, you just really love the good things in life, but also you like to get to the point of things. You like to get to the point of things. It's like, all right, come on now, let's do it, and let's do it and do it great. You have the ability to really refine things and make them even better than before. And you also have what we have called when with Louise, they're we titled these particular cheekbones um, uh, that she has, which you have. They're called, and I have them too. They're called bossy women cheekbones.
Ooh.
Otherwise known as leadership skills. Okay. So you're a leader, very much of a leader, and you have great purpose in your life. You are an affectionate woman, very affectionate woman. You can see that right there. It goes nice and deep. And yeah, yeah, you're going to live a nice long life. And you have the ability to uh, execute projects um, expertly, and many projects, big projects, and you can. It's because of your teeth. So yeah, I know it's amazing how it goes. I think that you have a couple marks, like little dots or something. I think you might have one on your nose, right about right here. Yeah, yeah. So that just shows that you've got intuition and that you have the ability in your 40s, let's say about 48, 49, something special is going to be happening to you. Look forward to hearing what that is. It's all good. And you have the face of a sage and a extraordinary entrepreneur, very
Thank you.
successful. Yeah. And I could, of course, tell you more if I could see you, really in detail, but you've got something just really super duper.
That is
You,
awesome. And that was
yeah,
really fast and you got a lot. Like that was really, really cool.
yeah.
And so
Was it true? Is
yes,
it true?
yes, yeah. I was yeah, yeah, I've been called bossy before. You know, when you were little, that's one of the things is like you're so bossy and it's not that we're bossy, it's like when that's undeveloped leadership skills is what it is.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, because yeah, and
It's a good thing.
but that's so funny because I was always so self-conscious of my cheeks and I was kind of self-conscious of being called bossy. So that's really interesting. Yes. And
Yes.
something else I heard you mention in the interview that I found very, very interesting, and I know our time is coming up to an end here, but um, you mentioned something about how back pain is related to like money issues. And so I wanted to just, if you could touch base on that, because I think it'd be really interesting and people could call you obviously for more info. But so, like, the areas of our bodies that hurt are related to something that's going on. Can you just expand on that for 1 second there?
Well, I can note, I can share what I know, which is in Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your
Mhm.
Life. What she does is she identifies parts of the body and what is happening in it, the emotional connection with the pain in the body. And in the lower back happens to be money issues and not being supported. And then what she has is an affirmation that goes along with it to reinforce and to heal and to strengthen that particular body part. So that's what I think I was talking about is her book, You Can Heal Your Life.
That is amazing. And I found that so interesting. And I just wanted to mention that, you know, there was a huge correlation between my back pain and money issues.
Mhm.
And the more that I've strengthened my back, the more money I make. And there is a correlation between that. So like as I'm healing my back, so is my money situation. So I found that very, very, very interesting. And definitely something worth exploring.
Hmm.
So Melanie, any last minute tips? How can we get in touch with you? How can we follow you? How can we bask in your goodness?
Oh, thank you, Nicole. Certainly. You can reach me at melanielococo.com. That's my website. Also, if you wanted to email me, it's melanielococo@gmail.com. And I'm on Instagram and but mostly those two. And I want to offer your listeners a mini face reading if they contact me through my website, and then I will reach out to them and we can schedule a mini face reading. Maybe I'll tell them 3 wonderful things about them that I see on their face. And if they'd like a soulmate activation process with me, which is a wonderfully beautiful, powerful, relaxing and rejuvenation process, you can reach me at my website and we can schedule soulmate activation. It takes about 2 hours and we can
Awesome.
do it on Zoom. It's fine.
Perfect. And what about social media? How can we follow you on social media?
Social media, you can find me on Facebook. Um, and I think and Instagram. Um, I think
Awesome.
that's about it right now.
No, that's wonderful. Just make sure we give our listeners, however they can follow you. I love following you on Facebook. I know we're friends on Facebook, and you
Yes.
post wonderful stuff. I love
Oh,
seeing your stuff, so it would be
oh,
wonderful
thank
for our
you.
listeners to follow you as well.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
And also my book, I Am Light, I Am Bright.
Yes.
You can find that on Amazon. Yes. So
Awesome. And
that's
so we'll make sure
available.
that the link to that is in the comments as well.
Okay.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
So thank you, Melanie. This has been so wonderful. Thank you for the mini face reading. So like she said, if you would like to get a face reading as well, very cool. Um, just to hear those things and kind of like just reassure and be like, okay, so this is like in my face, like like it's a map, right? So that's
Yeah.
wonderful, and it helps you. It's gonna be so helpful. Like I'm gonna sit down and really review what we talked about, and see what I can do with that,
Mhm.
and just reinforce like the confidence, because what one of the things that we really need to work on, especially as women, is our
Yes.
confidence. We don't give ourselves enough credit for the things
Hmm.
we do and for the awesomeness that, for the awesomeness that we are. And so having someone that can look at us and be like, this is you for real. Like this isn't, you're not an imposter. This isn't an
Right.
accident. You're not here,
Right.
this isn't a mistake. And just having someone to guide you, I think that's just absolutely wonderful that you help people do that. So get in touch with Melanie for your soulmate activation, for your mini face reading. Follow her on social media. Go buy her book for your kids. If you're a teacher, get in touch with her. I'm sure she could do some kind of bulk discounts. So if you run some kind of
Absolutely.
organization and get this for the kids, make sure you get
Absolutely.
in touch with her. And she's definitely going to help you out because those books are absolutely amazing. So, anything else, Melanie, before we sign off?
Just that you're magnificent, Nicole, and so are your listeners.
Oh, thank you. You're magnificent, Melanie. And you're so beautiful. Thank you so,
Thank
so much
you.
for being here. This has been wonderful.
My pleasure.
And I look forward. We will be talking. I'll see you on social media and we'll be buying all your stuff. So thank you so much for being here. We'll
Thank
talk soon.
you. Thank you.
Bye.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Bye.